Good morning, community. How are you? Good afternoon to the East Coast. How are you? I am Janine Macklin, transformational speaker, your wealth guide and catalyst. And I wanted to hop on today to talk a little bit about the power of practices. And it came to mind because, of course, Thanksgiving is approaching. And so everything now is about Thanksgiving. Everything is about having gratitude. Everything is how we need to be grateful. It's amazing because it's like America puts us on this conveyor belt and it pops up certain things. When those things pop up, we just automatically say, oh yeah, it's Thanksgiving, so let's be thankful. Oh yeah, it's Christmas, let's do Christmas. Oh yeah, it's New Year's, let's do New Year's. And so it just keeps you on this like conveyor belt of doing. But what I want you to begin to look at is the power of your doing, the power of your practices, whatever your practice may be. Now, granted, gratitude, Thanksgiving, gratitude, and appreciation, to me, those are different levels that you can express emotion towards something that's either been done or said to you. We started with Thanksgiving. We learned that as children. Someone gave you candy or money or whatever. Your parents always said what? Say thank you. And we learned to say thank you. So when people give us compliments, even though we're not good at it, we're learning more and more to say thank you. And people acknowledge certain things that we do, we learn to say thank you. But that's just the beginning. That's like what we were taught from, 2 years old, maybe to 9 years old. But then as you move into an adulthood of living life and really understanding that there are practices that invoke and ignite certain energies in you, which then aligns you with your goals. See, Thanksgiving, gratitude, and appreciation aren't just done alone and in isolation. They are practices that initiate, practices that ignite, practices that bring you into alignment with what is already showing up on the planet or maybe showing up in your life. So being in Thanksgiving, being in gratitude, or stepping deeply into appreciation is going to align you with some of the very things that you say that you want. So I thought, let's pause for a moment and look at the power. What's the power in saying thank you? What's the power for you? Because we're always wanting to know what's in it for me, right? What's the power in moving from Thanksgiving to gratitude? And then what's the power of moving from Thanksgiving and gratitude to appreciation? What's the power of your practice? So first, let's start with what's your practice? Are you in Thanksgiving? Let's start with the very simplest thing that we can do is be in Thanksgiving for what we have, for what's coming to us, whether we like it or don't like it, that's not the issue, but that we're willing to stand in Thanksgiving for it and be thankful. What are you thankful for? At the elementary level of what we learned growing up. And then the next thing is, what are you grateful for? What are you in gratitude for? And then the next thing is, what do you appreciate? Because if we really looked at life, there's a lot of things that we use, take advantage of, but that we aren't grateful for in every moment of it. We're not grateful for the air that we have. Do we realize we have air, abundance of air? We don't have to worry about air. We don't have to beg for air. We don't have to behave nicely for air. We don't have to say so many Hail Marys. Air is provided for us. The sun is provided for us. The oxygen that we need to breathe and fulfill our lungs, that's all provided for us. We do not wake up in the morning and say, wow, how am I going to get lungs today? Or how am I going to breathe today? Or how am I going to have breath today? Electricity is provided for us. The earth provides us with so much. And how often are we in gratitude or just say thank you? Thank you to the sky. Thank you to the sun. Thank you to the sunsets. Thank you to the rainbows. Thank you to the rain. When the rain comes, we complain. When the wind comes, we complain. When it's too sunny, we complain. We're like little children who are never happy and satisfied. And yet we want certain things to show up in our life, and they will. And they will. Which is why I want you to begin to understand the power of your practices, whatever they are. Each practice that we've been taught about, that we hear about, that we're aware of, ignites something within us and connects us to something deeper in life. Gratitude is great. Appreciation is phenomenal. Because appreciation says, I see what you have to offer, and because of what you have to offer, I recognize what it does for me, for my life, for my spirit. And for that, I open my heart with a deep, overwhelming appreciation to God, life, and the universe for what's been granted and given. What's been given without even asking for it. What shows up without you even remembering to ask for it. And there it is amazingly in our lives. So some of the things I'd love for you to consider going forward to begin to institute your own practices around gratitude. One of the first ones would be, do you have a gratitude jar? Hey, what about that? Do you have a gratitude jar where you begin to write down things that you're grateful for, and especially things you're in appreciation for, and put them in a jar? I've already started for the next period. And then at the New Year's Eve, you pull out your jar and then you read everything that you've forgotten about, everything that showed up when you asked for it and you didn't even realize it. I mean, do you realize how many times you pray for something and it shows up, or you get the end result that you were hoping for? Do you ever go back and say thank you for it? Do you realize how many times things look like they weren't going to go the way you thought they should have gone, but in the end, it turned out amazing? Do you track that? See, the thing about the power of the practice is it can move you out of a funk. It can move you out of a poor me. It can move you out of, oh, nobody loves me. If we could just take that same focus and shift it to begin to recognize where, I want you to look in your life for the nuggets. I want you to look in your life for the prayers that you didn't even speak, but they were answered. I want you to look in your life for the solutions that were given that you didn't even ask for or didn't even know they were possible, but they showed up. Look in your life to see the magic of the universe, or I would say the magic of God, life, and the universe, showing up in your life in such a miraculous way that you might not have even thought of it. And you may have spent so much time saying, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. But how much time did you spend in pure, unadulterated appreciation for God, life, and the universe, for your source showing up just the way you needed it, just the right time, with just the right solution? When those things happen for me, I think life can't get any better than that. Because I may have spoke a quiet prayer inside my heart and inside my spirit that only went from my ears, from my mouth to God's ears, and then there was an answer. Oh my God, when that happens, that is amazing and miraculous for each of us. So what I want you to recognize, there's a power in your practices. Whatever your practice is, and then look for the result of your practice. In the mornings, I'm up meditating. Look for the result of that if you're meditating. If you're doing a prayer in the morning, look for the result of it showing up. Connect the dots throughout your day. Your prayer isn't something you say in the morning and you're like, okay, I'm gone now to live life and I said the prayer. No, the prayer goes with you throughout the day, and you want to look for the result of your prayer as you move through the day, and look for that result in gratitude, thanksgiving, and appreciation. I know the universe heard my prayer. I know that it's unfolding perfectly. I'm going to look for the result to see it showing up in my life, because I know it's happening. See, a lot of times you may say a prayer or speak a word and it's like, okay, it's a period. And then you go on with the rest of your day. But that's not the way it is for me. When I speak a prayer, I'm now connected to that communication with spirit, with source the rest of the day. And I'm looking for the answer. I'm looking for the solution. I'm looking for whatever the heck it was I asked for in that prayer to show up in or through me or through something else or someone else. See, we say prayers. You may say a prayer and say, okay, it's done. Now I'm going to live my life. When I say a prayer, it's like I'm opening up the whole universe to walk with me, to talk with me, to answer for me, to point me in the right direction, to tell me what it is I am or am not supposed to do. It's not just a one-sided conversation. I send it out to the universe, God, life, and source and say, okay, I'm done. Oh, it's a continuous relationship that's happening throughout the day. So whatever you spoke in your prayer, look for the answers, look for the solution, look for the guidance, look for the inspiration as you move through your day. It's not a one-off. It's not, I said a prayer, now God, the universe is going to take care of it. Let me go do my thing. Oh no, it's a continuous moment-to-moment experience. And that's the power of your practice. Any practice you're doing, prayers, meditation, whatever it is, don't think it's just, okay, I did my practice of meditation, I'm through. I did my practice of yoga, I'm through. No, you just opened up the door for an amazing experience throughout your day if you can change that to when you stay connected to the power of your practice. Your practices ignite. Your practices connect you to something bigger than yourself. Your practices open up the door for the answers and the solutions that you're seeking. So if you open up the door, you say the prayer, you don't now close the door and say, okay, I'm going to deal with life. It'll take care of itself. No, the door stays open. You still stay in communication. And I'm hoping that you still stay in that energy of appreciation for what's unfolding and gratitude for what's unfolding so that you stay in communication with Source throughout the whole day. Does that make sense? So I gave you one example. And that was to start yourself appreciation jar or a gratitude jar. And every time you find yourself in gratitude, appreciation, and Thanksgiving, write it down and put it in the drawer. Put it in your jar, keep your jar where you can see it, and do that on a regular basis. You know about a gratitude journal, you take a journal, you start it and make a commitment to yourself that every evening you're going to be in gratitude. I'm looking at a man in the middle of the street with cars coming at him and he's waving. You're going to be in gratitude for whatever that is. But here's the thing. Let your appreciation be continuous. It's not like, thank you, God, for the food. Thank you, God, for this. Thank you, God, for that. Okay, I'm done now. Let's eat. No. You're eating the food. It's still a process that's going on. It's still continuing. Whatever it is, you can be in appreciation right now, this moment, for what hasn't showed up in your life. And the more you're in appreciation for it showing up, appreciation knowing that it's coming, and gratitude that your prayer's been answered, you've opened up the way for it to show up and kept yourself available to it. Don't say a prayer and feel like, okay, I said my prayer, now I'm done. No, stay available to the solution. Stay available to the answer. Look for it. Feel for it. Watch the universe open it up for you. That's the power of having a practice. You want to be consistent with your practice, something that you can live with on a regular basis. If you're working and you go out for a walk at lunchtime, look at nature, look at the flowers, look at the trees, look at how many buds there are, look at how many leaves there are on the trees so you can remind yourself of how much abundance there is in the universe. There's no shortage of air. There's no shortage of I'm looking at a tree. Let me see if I can show it to you. What do I have to do? Oh, there it is. I'm looking at this tree. I'm looking at all the leaves on that tree. I can't even, it's got to be thousands, right? Thousands. That says to me there are thousands of opportunities for us. There's thousands of possibilities for us. There's thousands of answers to our prayers. There's thousands of solutions. We just have to stay open to the fact that that's what's possible. We say a prayer or we say a statement and we go on about our business. Stay connected to it. Honor it. Stay in appreciation for it until it shows up. And when you do, you will then not only know, but can experience the power of a practice. The fact that the Muslims pray 5 times a day, it's power in that practice. Forget all the other stuff that may come to mind. Just forget all that. The practice that you may have of saying a prayer each night, the practice you may have of a prayer in the morning, those practices are powerful. It's not a one and done. It's just the beginning. And know that there is power in what you consistently do. That's how you got to where you are right now, is you were consistently doing something. What I'm asking you to do now, though, is be conscious about it. Don't be unconscious. Be conscious about what it is that you're saying, what it is that you're doing, and knowing that you're opening the door for the universe to step in. Keep your door open. Keep your heart open. Keep yourself focused on whatever that prayer was and take it with you throughout your day. And you will come to know the power of your practice. If I don't see you, and if I don't get on here again, I probably will. Have an amazing, incredible, wonderful day of giving thanks. And let that become how you live your life. Bye for now.